number of migrants who've been crossing the channel illegally, getting on dinghies, paying people traffickers thousands of pounds and arriving on our shores has topped 5,000 people so far. And we're not even halfway through 2021. That's more than the total number for the entirety of 2020. Well, let's talk about this with the chairman of Migration Watch UK. That's Alp Mehmet. Good morning to you, Alp.
Good morning to you,
Thank you. These numbers are extraordinary. Nigel Farage was one who brought a lot of this to our knowledge last year when no one was focused on this. But basically, we know in the summer months these numbers always go much higher. They are going to be set to go higher and higher over the next few months. And yet we're constantly told by the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, oh, she's going to act, she's going to deal with this. By all accounts, the other week, the Prime Minister was saying, with some expletives about, what is being done. Why is it so impossible to stop this?
Well, first of all, last year it was in total about 8,700, just a small point there. So 5,000 so far this year. But most importantly, that's 2.5 times the rate that we were getting last year, which means that if it continues at this rate, we're going to have well over 20,000 people crossing illegally into this country by the end of the year. That's now a significant number. Worst of all, as you rightly allude, the government seems absolutely powerless, helpless to do something about it. And we do get lots of tough talk, and I have to say, I'm sure that Priti Patel, Chris Philp, her minister, they're well-intentioned. They do want to bring this number down. But the fact is that it works. People get here, and guess what? Out of the 5,000 people who've come here so far this year illegally, none, not one, has actually been returned.
Of course not.
It takes place.
I mean, that's the thing. It takes a very long time. We have concerns about how they're being kept and some of the conditions. We've spoken in the past about detention camps style accommodation and the like. No one's sane wants to roll out the red carpet and put them in the Ritz. But there are real concerns that actually, even the ones we know about, I mean, these are the people who are picked up. There are plenty more that we don't know about that aren't picked up, that come under a cover of darkness and are not seen and disappear off into our country, working in the black economy, can be massively exploited. But also, organised crime is being fueled by this, not just the payments to the people traffickers, but the people who are basically sold on effectively. This is this is a trade in human beings, as well as a way of exploiting our welcome nation spirit. I think most people hearing these stats and looking at these figures and looking at the images are just utterly befuddled as to why we as an island nation are unable to deal with this.
Well, what we have to do, and there may be legal constraints in allowing us to do it, but what we have to do, all those who cross illegally or indeed are picked up afterwards, having crossed illegally and gained entry into the country without leave, they must be returned. That is the only way that you're going to send the message that this will not work. Otherwise, I'm afraid it's easy money. 20,000 people all paying £4,000 or £5,000 a go is a hell of a lot of money. And as you say, that's the ones we know about. There's quite a few. And we know that there's well over 1 million probably now people who are here illegally, most of
whom did arrive legally. They've overstayed visas, but often by many years. Yeah, indeed. It is extraordinary. I'm always amazed by sort of the bleeding hearters who say, see these people just as victims. A lot of people are exploited, but we're allowing that exploitation and the victimhood of these people by allowing this to happen in the first place, aren't we? Alp Mehmet, Chair of Migration Watch UK, thank you very much indeed for joining us.